Live from Red Zone Weather, this is a severe weather alert.
A line of intense thunderstorms is moving across South Alabama and Northwest Florida very early on this Saturday morning. Good Saturday morning to you. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson, joined alongside executive producer Bruce Thompson, and we are tracking severe thunderstorms that have knocked out power at our studio location in Brewton, Alabama. There also have been several reports over the last few minutes of trees down in parts of Mobile County, in addition to numerous power outages across the region. This is an intense line of thunderstorms that's producing damaging wind gusts in excess of 70 miles per hour, in addition to small reports of hail, or I should say reports of small hail over the last little bit. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that is widespread across our region very early on this Saturday. And so this is an intense line of storms that extends from Greenville in the north all the way back down just past Evergreen, Brewton, Flomaton, also areas near Atmore, Mobile. You've also got areas near Daphne, Spanish Fort, Bay Minette under the gun from this severe line of thunderstorms that is moving to the southeast. You're hearing loud thunder in the background where we are, and very heavy rain that continues to move in from the west. And so again, I know we got many folks who have come awake over the last little bit due to these intense storms moving across the region. Let's work the line from north to south. And look, if you are in Clark or Monroe counties, I realize that you've got very heavy rain, but the convective threat, the severe weather threat, is now to your southeast associated with round one. We will have another round of severe storms later today. So this is not an all clear behind this line of storms. But again, tracking this intense line of storms. We'll start here in the north. Very heavy rain, could have some small hail over the next few minutes coming into areas near McKenzie and Brooks. This is US Highway 31. This is Butler County. Covington County is here, and this is Conecuh County. So again, that part of the storm could be producing hail, damaging winds coming into McKenzie and Brooks here in the southern part of Butler and the northwestern corner of Covington County. Same thing at red level. If you're at red level, you got about 5 minutes until the most intense part of this storm moves in. I should mention as well that the entirety of Covington County is now involved in an active severe thunderstorm warning. So again, if you live in Covington County, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. Gusty winds, perhaps damaging winds, in addition to small hail possible over the next hour or so. The part of the line moving through Conecuh County, greatest risk right now is at Melrose, Paul, and Brooklyn, where you could have damaging straight line winds in addition to small hail. You've also got a very intense part of this line moving through Brewton, East Brewton, and Riverview right now. Like I mentioned just a minute ago before we started our live stream, the power went out. We are on Alabama power where I am in the northern part of Brewton, Alabama, and power is now out due to presumably wind damage that is ongoing across this line of storms. You can see this big cluster of lightning, and you see that little purple dot. That could potentially indicate some hail that could be happening right now across parts of Brewton, perhaps near downtown areas, also here near East Brewton, Spring Hill, Rock Hill, coming out into areas near Riverview, near the Brewton Municipal Airport, and also near Travis Road there near Dixonville. So again, a very intense part of this severe line of storms currently moving through Escambia County, Alabama. Same part of the line is going to ultimately move out here to Bradley, Roberts, areas near Alaflora, and also areas out here near Damascus and Dixie. So those areas are going to be under the gun over the next 20 minutes from this line of storms, this more intense part of the line that's currently moving through Brewton, East Brewton, and Riverview. In Santa Rosa County, a big chunk of the county now under a severe thunderstorm warning, basically from Garson Point back to the north. Jay, Mount Carmel, areas near Shamuckla, Brownsdale. You're going to be first. This intense line of storms going to move in, and again, winds could gust up to 70 miles per hour. It's the same story in the northern part of Escambia County, Florida. Walnut Hill, Bratt, Burnville, areas here along the Florida State Highway 97 corridor and US Highway 29 from Molino all the way back up to Century via McDavid, areas near Bluff Springs under the gun from very heavy rain, a lot of lightning and gusty winds, perhaps as high as 70 miles an hour as this storm continues to move in from the northwest. Here's Baldwin County, and the core of the heavy rain has moved out from Bay Minette. But I want to caution that even behind this line of storms, you could have winds on the back flank of it up to 70 miles per hour. And so, again, in Bay Minette, gusty winds likely. This line of storms going to come into areas near Spanish Fort, Daphne, Loxley, Gateswood, also areas near Steelwood Country Club, Stapleton, Bromley, and also areas near Bay Minette and Phillipsville over the next few minutes there in Baldwin County. Here's the part of the line in Mobile County. We know that there are trees down in the western part of Mobile. That report came in via amateur radio about 30 minutes ago. And this line of storms continues to stretch back here into Jackson County, Mississippi. Very heavy rain is happening in West Mobile, areas near Pritchard, downtown Mobile, Midtown, Crichton, areas near the campus of the University of South Alabama, also areas out here near Mobile Regional Airport, Baker High School. You've also got Big Creek Lake and areas just to the south of Wilmer there. Coming into areas near Tillman's Corner and Theodore, under the gun from this severe thunderstorm in Mobile County. So we've kind of worked the line from north to south. We'll put the radar in motion. We had a tornado warning earlier at about 4:27 this morning for parts of Washington County back here in West Alabama. The weather over the next few hours anyway in parts of Washington, Clark, and Monroe counties will become a bit more quiet after this line of storms continues to move away. But again, we all have a level 3 out of 5 enhanced severe weather risk later today. This is round 1 of 2. All right, so we have another tornado risk, a separate tornado risk setting up for later today. You got to have a way to receive those warnings even this afternoon into this evening as we have another round of storms moving in. Let's go to this part of the storm in Covington County. This is going to be Cohasset Creek right in through here. You've got the Conecuh River that comes out of Gant right there. This is going to be U.S. Highway 84, very near Red Level and River Falls. Damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour possible in all those areas that I just called out here in the northern part of Covington County, coming into areas near Gant, Strawn, Antioch, also Clearview, just to the north of Andalusia. Those areas under the gun from a more intense part of this line of thunderstorms that continues to move in from the west. I'll tell you what, the lightning output is arguably at its peak where I am in Bruton, Alabama. This is Escambia County. Let's kind of get in here tight and show you exactly what's going on. Our studio is in North Bruton, and I can confirm that the rain has subsided somewhat, but we still are hearing quite a bit of wind where we are in northern Bruton. You could have some small hail over the next few minutes out here on Ridge Road. This is Ridge Road right here. This is US Highway 29 that comes from Maxwell Store, which is right here, coming into East Bruton. So again, small hail possible at Rock Hill, Spring Hill, coming into areas near Boykin and Roberts in Escambia County in Alabama. Here's Riverview. Again, very heavy rain out here near the airport, Thomas Road, J Road, also areas near Pollard, Kego, Old Highway 31, and Foshee Road. Very heavy rain and quite a bit of lightning over the last few minutes as this main line of storms continues to work its way through our region. I'm assuming you're watching the comments. Anything to pass along in the last few minutes there, Bruce? Yeah, seeing a lot of reports of power being out across our region, and it is so helpful. Even if you are watching from an area that's not under the gun from this particular line of storms, let us know where you are and if your power is out. That is always immensely helpful so that we can have some gauge of where wind damage may have happened. So again, if your power is out, let me know if it is and indeed where you are, because I don't know where you are. You got to help me out in the comments below. We certainly appreciate that. Getting an update from the Weather Service, and I'm going to read this verbatim. Winds may approach 80 miles per hour. 80 miles per hour as this line of severe thunderstorms moves quickly east across our local area. The Weather Service is noting that a brief tornado cannot be ruled out embedded in this line of storms. And let me stress, these are severe thunderstorm warnings. These are not tornado warning polygons, but just like I said, what can happen, you can get these spin-up tornadoes anywhere along this line that may last for, say, a minute or so, maybe 45 seconds, something like that. These are QLCS type tornadoes. Very, very hard to warn for because, 30 seconds after the thing touches the surface of the earth, it lives, all right? These are like whack-a-mole tornadoes, and it's going to be a little bit different today, tonight, I should say this evening, with round 2 of 2, all right? So this is round 1 of 1 in terms of the overall severe weather risk today, and this has manifested in the form of a quasi-linear convective system, QLCS, better known as a squall line, a line of thunderstorms that is producing damaging gusts of wind, small hail in some cases. And later today, it's probably going to be a deal where we have more discrete storms that are isolated in nature and capable of producing tornadoes. So again, this is round 1. The risk is not going away anytime soon. I should mention as well, we do have a new tornado watch that has been prompted for southeast Alabama and also parts of the Florida Panhandle region. Walton, Holmes, also areas near Washington County, Florida. You've also got Jackson County, Florida, Henry, Houston, Dale, Coffee, and Geneva counties involved in the tornado watch, and that's valid for southeast Alabama. We have an ongoing tornado watch where we are in southwest Alabama and northwest Florida till 9 a.m. And we also have this big swath of the area involved in this orange box, which is a severe thunderstorm warning because of the risk of damaging straight line winds up to 80 miles per hour, according to the latest report from the National Weather Service. Again, back behind the line, you do see that we've got heavy rain ongoing across parts of Monroe, Clark, extending back into the southeastern corner of Washington counties. But all of this mess behind this immediate line is below severe limits. So you're going to get a lull in activity over the next several hours. Once this main line of thunderstorms passes through your particular location, the severe weather risk will go down, but it won't be zero, and it will ramp back up later today with round 2 of 2. So let's go back in and work our line again from north to south as we have an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning due to the risk of damaging straight line winds. Sometimes damaging wind gusts can be just as bad as a tornado. This line of storms has really ramped up this morning, and it's going to continue to ramp up as it moves off to the south and east. Again, this is southern Butler County here. You've got Crenshaw County right here. That's US Highway 331 over there. Very heavy rain coming into areas near Pigeon Creek and also Okie Streak in southern Butler County. That's going to move into Crenshaw County near Brantley over the next little bit. Very heavy rain, possibly some small hail, gusty winds up to 70 miles per hour in places like Red Level down to Luango there in the western part of Covington County. That's going to move into areas near Gant Lake, Strawn, and Andalusia. If you are in Andalusia, Alabama, very heavy rain, lots of lightning, maybe even some small hail and damaging wind gusts possible over the next, say, 10 to 15 minutes or so, extending to around, let's say, 6:45 a.m. until this line clears out. So again, heads up, Andalusia, Carolina, River Falls, areas near Strawn, next in line for Covington County. We'll work the line down here in Escambia County, Alabama. And this clearly has been the strongest part of this line of storms over the last 20 minutes or so in Escambia County, Alabama. We'll put this in motion. And what happened here, you can see this corridor of lightning. I mean, it was prolific down around Atmore, areas near Wabeek, Porch, back over to Flomaton as the line of storms moved through. But now this has actually cleared out of the greater Bruton area and is pushing into areas near Boykin and Roberts in the eastern part of Escambia County, Alabama. So again, wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour possible in places like Boykin. You've also got the community of Holmesville, Teddy, Dixie, Roberts, areas near Bradley, and also out near the state lake, the state fishing lake there in the southeastern corner of Escambia County, Alabama. Weather getting pretty nasty right now near areas like McDavid, also Bluff Springs, coming into Molino, Walnut Hill. This is Florida State Highway 97, US Highway 29 is here, northern Escambia County, Florida. And over the next hour, these storms ultimately will push into areas here in the Pensacola Metro, which is now under a severe thunderstorm warning. And that means that you could have trees down and other damage due to the straight line winds in Escambia County Florida. All right, so a severe thunderstorm warning for the Pensacola Metro. You've also got Santa Rosa County right here. Pace, Milton, Holt, Harold, also areas near Whitingfield, Point Baker, Woodbine, involved in a severe thunderstorm warning. Gusty winds up to 70 miles per hour possible in all those areas that I just called out over the next hour as this line of storms moves south. I tell you, rain has really picked up over the last few minutes in places like Jay, Berrydale, up to Dixonville. Fidelis sits right here on Florida State Highway 87. This is Florida State Highway 89, and of course this is Highway 4. And so in all those areas, gusty winds likely. Here's Baldwin County, and the line has kind of fizzled out somewhat. Now, don't get me wrong, you still have heavy rain, could have gusty winds in excess of 60 miles per hour in through here. But the rain rates have come down in Baldwin County as this part of the line continues to move to the south. However, if you're in the Mobile metro, I tell you, very heavy rain is happening in downtown Mobile, extending to Midtown, Crichton, also West Mobile. Very intense part of the line of storms right in through here, and that's going to come into the eastern shore. Spanish Fort, Daphne, Fairhope, Point Clear, surrounding areas. Gusty winds up to 70 miles per hour possible as this part of the line, currently impacting Mobile, moves in from the northwest. So again, that's a current view of the situation as it stands as of 6:21 a.m. We got a new tornado warning to tell you about. This is going to be for parts of Covington County, and this is going to be for this intense part of the line of storms that is now moving into areas near Gant. So again, if you are at Gant, I can't stress it enough, we need you to be in the lowest floor of a site-built structure away from windows and doors, as we now have a new tornado warning that is just being triggered by our friends at the National Weather Service. I'm going to get out our Red Zone Weather app alert for our good folks in Covington County. And again, let me stress, this has nothing to do with Opp or Andalusia. If you are in Andalusia or Opp, you are not involved with this new tornado warning. This does include areas near Red Level, Gant, Clearview, also Dozier, Brantley, and Rose Hill. If you're at Rose Hill, you are involved in this new tornado warning that's going to be valid until 6:45 a.m. So again, current time is 6:22 a.m. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson, joined alongside Bruce Thompson, and again, we're tracking a possible tornado. This has escalated from what is, I should say, a severe thunderstorm in northern Covington County, and this is now a tornado warning. And again, y'all just pardon me while I get out our app alert so that we can make sure all of our folks in Covington County are warned. Again, this is Covington County, Alabama, tornado warning till 6:45 a.m. for Gant, Rose Hill, Red Level, and northern Covington County. And again, this is the second tornado warning that we've had today. The first one was for Washington County. This is now for northern Covington County. And for our folks in Covington County, we just sent out the push alert. And again, this is a tornado warning for northern Covington. So first thing I want to do, let's look at who's in and who's out. This is Covington County, which is a large county in south central Alabama. The tornado warning polygon does not include Andalusia, Opp, or areas near Florala or Carolina. This is strictly for the northern part of Covington County. So what that means, if you are at River Falls, Red Level, Gant, Clearview, any area near Gant Lake along US Highway 29 or anywhere near there, same thing at Rose Hill. You've also got areas out here near Dozier involved in this tornado warning that's valid until 6:45 a.m. Let's turn on the radar and get a better feel for what's going on here. And I'll be honest, it's kind of hard to see exactly what's going on in the reflectivity view. And so let me go back over to our velocity view. If you'll take me back over to the iPad, please. Here's your possible tornado right there. This is at Gant right now, very near the Gant Lake Dam. All right, Gant Lake is in the northern part of Covington County on the eastern side of US Highway 29. I'm telling you, if you live anywhere near Gant Lake, I need you to be sheltered right now. You need to get to the lowest floor in a site-built structure. Seeing a new report here from the Weather Service. This is a potential tornado with a strong circulation approaching the community of Duns and also Rawls in northern Covington County. Duns, most of you may know that as Duns Bridge. That's on the south side of Gant Lake in the northern part of Covington County. Bruce, if you'll take me back over to LD1, I'll be able to highlight for you exactly where we're talking about. Again, this is US Highway 29 right here. Gant Lake is right in through here. And again, Duns Bridge, if you live within 5 miles in any given direction of Duns Bridge in northern Covington County, you are involved in this active tornado warning. Also Strawn, areas near Antioch, Rose Hill, Dozier. Be sheltered, as this is a tornado warning valid until 6:45 a.m. And please understand, you are not going to be able to step outside and see this tornado. I promise you. It is 6:25 in the morning. I'm looking outside, and while there is a little bit of daylight coming into view at this point, this thing is going to be rain wrapped. There's no doubt about it. So again, Strawn, Antioch, Gant Lake, Heath, also the community of Heath. Let's zoom in here. Heath is right on the cusp of that polygon edge. And so while there's a good chance that the possible tornado is north of Heath, if I'm at Heath, I'm getting in my tornado safe place as a course of least regret. Again, if you're in Andalusia, here's Andalusia. There is nothing going on in terms of an imminent tornado risk in the city of Andalusia. The tornado warning polygon is to the north of the city of Andalusia. I realize it's close, but Andalusia is not in that tornado warning polygon. Same thing if you are at Opp. This has nothing to do with you. The possible tornado is up here, very near Gant, coming into areas near Dozier. In fact, this thing is basically paralleling the US Highway 29 corridor. What happens at Gant, you got Gant Lake on the eastern periphery of US Highway 29, and 29 actually runs on the north side of Gant Lake, right in through here, very near Clearview, near Duns Bridge. If you are in any of those areas near Gant, near Duns Bridge, and also near Dozier in southern Crenshaw County, please be sheltered. One thing that is immensely helpful, if you know anyone included in this tornado warning polygon, if you would tag them in the comments below. That is immensely helpful in the warning process, helping folks know that they're involved in this tornado warning polygon that's valid until 6:45 a.m. And I should mention as well, again, this is an ongoing widespread severe weather event across our region. Yes, we have a tornado warning for northern Covington and far southern Crenshaw counties, but we also have an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning basically from the city of Mobile and points southeast all the way to Pensacola and the Alabama beaches, involved in a severe thunderstorm warning where you could have damaging wind gusts in excess of 70 miles per hour. That is not out of the question. This is not a run-of-the-mill severe thunderstorm warning that you often see in summertime around here. You know, you get these a dime a dozen, but this is a situation where you have an intense line of storms that's really bowing out in through here in south central Alabama as the line of storms continues moving off to the southeast. Let's go into our storm here in northern Covington County. Again, if you're in Rose Hill, which is right here, you need to be sheltered. Opp is okay, but you go north on US Highway 331 and areas out near Rose Hill all the way up to Brantley are involved in this active tornado warning right in through here. That's going to be 331 right here. US Highway 29 is right here. Those are the two main road arteries that are involved in this active tornado warning. Bruce, if you'll take me over to the iPad, we'll look at this on velocity, because it looks like the tornado signature is right in through here, coming into areas near Dozier, all right? So Dozier, which is in southern Crenshaw, this is kind of straddling the county line between Covington and Crenshaw counties. Possible tornado coming into Dozier, and ultimately that's going to be an issue for Brantley and 331 in about 5 to 10 minutes. So again, Brantley, if you know someone in Brantley, tag them in the comments below. Let them know they are involved in an active tornado warning, valid until 6:45. So again, possible tornado very near Gant Lake, coming into Dozier, very near the US Highway 29 corridor as of 6:29 a.m. I'm getting a report from a ham radio operator. Winds are gusting to 23 miles per hour just south of red level, reported by a Davis weather station. So again, this is valid for northern Covington County. Let's go back over to LD1, and red level is here in Covington County. River Falls is right here. So this storm about 5 minutes ago was producing at least 23 mile per hour winds with very heavy rain rates. That is what I'm seeing. That is a confirmed report from a ham radio operator near red level. And again, that lines up with what we're seeing here on radar. And I tell you, we are getting numerous reports of power outages across our region, not just here in Covington County. I do note that there is a power outage report from red level, which again would line up with exactly what we're seeing here on radar. I tell you, I'm concerned. We are on generator power where I am in the northern part of Bruton, Alabama, and obviously that would presumptively be a situation where we've had trees down on a power line somewhere close by. And based on the reports I've seen all morning, I'm really concerned that we're going to have widespread wind damage from this initial batch of storms that continues to move to the southeast across our region. That's been, the number one comment I've received is power being out in numerous communities across our region. I don't think there's any doubt, though, that this part of the line of thunderstorms that's in Covington and eastern Escambia counties in Alabama, those are the areas that currently have the worst issues in terms of this line of storms. It's sort of bowing out in through here. And keep in mind, if you are in Covington County, the southern 2/3 of the county, in other words, from Andalusia and Ott points south, all of these areas remain involved in an active severe thunderstorm warning. That's why you got that orange shading there, in addition to the ongoing tornado warning for the northern part of the county. So again, Andalusia, Opp, areas near Libertyville, Horn Hill, Onika, also Carolina, Red Oak, Wing, Florala. Gusty winds, damaging winds, possible there. But the tornado risk is on the northern side of the county, where we have this ongoing tornado warning polygon. If you'll take me over to the iPad, in addition to the tornado risk that has just happened, look at this. You see that value, it says 100 mile an hour winds. Now that would be at probably 3,000 and 4,000 feet above the surface of the earth based on this radar view. This is actually the KEOX, the Fort Rucker radar data. But nonetheless, that is a very strong indication of damaging wind gusts coming into areas near Gant, Andalusia, River Falls, and Carolina with this main line of storms. Your tornado risk has now basically entered into southern Crenshaw County, but it may end up being a situation where that's more of a technicality. If we get a widespread damaging wind event in through here, sometimes that can happen. You get worse damaging straight line winds behind a tornado. And again, the possible tornado is very near Dozier, all right? But clearly, the tornado risk is going to be higher in Crenshaw County. But again, what I'm telling you, I don't want to be so specific because damaging winds, straight line winds, possible across Covington County over the next hour. Some good news to pass along, and this is an update. Let's go back over to LD1. What's happened here, the Weather Service has verified what I just said. The tornado risk is now at Dozier, coming into areas near Brantley in southern Crenshaw. And so I say that to say the tornado warning for Covington is now gone. But you've still got a severe thunderstorm warning for every part of Covington County. Again, the weather is going to get nasty for a bit in places like Andalusia back down to Carolina, but the imminent tornado risk has now crossed the border, the county border out near Gant, into Crenshaw County. So again, let me stress, there is no active tornado warning for any part of Covington County as of 6:34 a.m. The only part of any county in the state of Alabama under a tornado warning is southern Crenshaw County, including Dozier, Brantley, and a big chunk of U.S. Highway 331 from Brantley basically down to Rose Hill. We would say no traveling on U.S. Highway 331 from Brantley to Rose Hill. Same thing on U.S. Highway 29 from Luverne back down to let's say Gant, just to be safe. All right, so again, that's your tornado warning. But again, this main line of storms could be producing damaging wind gusts in excess of 80 miles per hour, according to the latest update from our friends at the National Weather Service. We'll zoom in real tight to Andalusia because again, that's where the main line of storms is currently happening. And again, this is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. You may also have some hail in the midst of this thunderstorm, perhaps up to the size of a dime. All right, so small hail in addition to gusty winds will be possible. Let's go back over to LD2. I haven't showed you this so far this morning. This is the wide view of what's happening across our local area and really the deep south. Our area is in the midst of a severe weather situation. Tornado watch continues until 9 a.m. for all of our local counties, in addition to a new tornado watch that has been issued for southeast Alabama, the Florida Panhandle, and also southwestern Georgia. So again, this is a new tornado watch, and I see in the last few minutes, a new severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued for parts of Coffee, also parts of Geneva, Dale, and Walton counties involved in a new severe thunderstorm warning due to this main line of thunderstorms currently moving through Covington County that ultimately is going to move to the southeast. This is round one of the severe weather risk today. There is another round of thunderstorms that's coming up later today that could be problematic in nature and could potentially produce more in the way of tornadoes. And so what's going to happen, we're going to get a lull in activity before this next batch of showers and thunderstorms starts developing. And what I don't want to happen is I don't want the sun to come out across our region this morning, because when that happens, that's going to allow, if that happens, I should say, that's going to allow surface-based instability across our area to increase back behind this initial batch of storms, and thus your storms back to our west would be able to fire up and become stronger. I'm seeing a new report from the Weather Service. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning. Actually, this is a continuation of an ongoing warning. If you'll take me back over to LD1, again, working a severe weather situation this morning in that we have a line of storms extending from Mobile all the way back over to Munson, back up to Andalusia, pushing off to the southeast. Let's zoom into Mobile County and areas here near Mobile Bay. Very heavy rain is happening near Mobile, also areas near the Causeway and Bayway, extending into Spanish Fort and Daphne, where tree damage could be happening due to damaging straight line winds associated with this severe thunderstorm that continues to move in from the north. And it looks like what's happened here, the progression of this line has changed a little bit, and it looks like this is now taking more of an easterly trajectory compared to earlier when this whole thing was shifting off to the southeast. And so it will be interesting to see whether the Weather Service maintains this warning for Pace and Pensacola, as again, it looks like this line is pushing more to the east instead of the southeast. If you're in northern Santa Rosa County, here's Jay, Berrydale, Chumuckla is down here to the south. Brownsdale sits right in through here. Very heavy rainfall in the northern part of Santa Rosa County happening now, in addition to lots of lightning. Same thing in the northern part of Escambia County, Florida. Heaviest rain axis is right in through here. McDavid all the way back down to near the intersection where the Tom Thumb is at Molino, where State Highway 97 comes into US Highway 29. Very heavy rain right there about to begin. This cluster of thunderstorms, though, in the far eastern part of Escambia County, Alabama, crossing into Covington County, has been the part of the line that clearly has produced the most lightning this morning. And that's coming into areas out here near Rome, also Wing. You've also got areas here near Carolina. This is going to be Alabama Highway 137 south of Andalusia. What happens here, you got US Highway 29, loads of beach traffic. You know the drill. If you're over in Covington County, a ton of beach traffic travels this route from 29 south of Andalusia, breaking off at 137. And at that intersection, very heavy rain is happening right now. Same thing at Wing, and also coming into areas near Red Oak and Lockhart and Florala over the next few minutes. They're in southern Covington County. Again, at this point, the only part of any Alabama county involved in a tornado warning is southern Crenshaw County, where a possible tornado is happening right there. You see that mouse cursor right there, very near Brantley. That's where your possible tornado is. And we will see if the Weather Service in Birmingham decides to issue a tornado warning for Pike County next. That would be the next county in line to really see this thing. You may even have a northern sliver of Coffee County included in this tornado warning if NWS Tallahassee decides to issue a warning for them. What happens here, all this area is served by NWS Tallahassee, Coffee, and Dale. When you move up here, Pike and Barber are served by NWS Birmingham, and of course back behind me, our local area is served by the National Weather Service in Mobile. So again, a possible tornado at Brantley coming out into areas going to cross into Pike County over the next few minutes. If you're in Andalusia though, it looks like the worst of the heavy rain has now passed to your east. And if you're in areas near the Andalusia Op Regional Airport, Horn Hill, also areas near Babby. If you're at Babby or Antioch, very heavy rain, lots of lightning, maybe gusty winds up to potentially 70 miles per hour happening in that main line of storms that extends down here into areas near Dixie and Damascus in the far eastern part of Escambia County in Alabama. Let's put this into motion, and while you watch the radar, I want to assess our situation as far as what we have in terms of damage. Yeah, and I see that we've got a photo that's just come in from Tyler Smith on Twitter. Do you have my MacBook as a source? You don't? All right, let me restart this and see if it will pop in there for you. Because again, you do have it. All right, let me get that set so I can take this full. This is the type of damage that has happened. This is actually coming from West Mobile. We want to thank Tyler Smith. He's at @TylerSmith_WX on Twitter. You see this tree limb that's down. Obviously the tree's intact, but this is the type of damage that we're seeing across the region. And that may not look like much, but if you get one of those on a power line, that is obviously problematic. So again, that damage report coming in from Tyler Smith over on Twitter. Let's go back over to LD1. And just looking at our NWS chat system to see if we have anything in the way of new reports coming in. If you have any type of damage, it is always helpful to see those. If you're watching on the Facebook side of things, if you would let us know in the comments below, maybe even post a picture, that is always immensely helpful. Another thing that's helpful, even if you're not under the gun from this main line of thunderstorms, let us know if your power is out anywhere across the region and specifically where you are. That is always immensely helpful so we can have a better idea of where potential tree damage has happened across the region. Yeah, and the Weather Service is continuing these severe thunderstorm warnings. And I tell you, power outages seem to be the big story across the region this morning, which would lead us to believe
The National Weather Service has issued a severe...
You're hearing that new severe thunderstorm warning come on the board. And also getting a report from the Weather Service in NWS chat that the greatest tornado threat in Crenshaw County is now southeast of Brantley and should remain across rural areas south of Glenwood over the next few minutes. Glenwood is going to be right in through here. Possible tornado is right in through here, lifting just like that, just a bit to the north of due east. And so we'll see if we get a tornado warning for Coffee and Pike counties. Again, Brantley and Dozier have been under a tornado warning for the last 20 minutes or so. This started as a tornado warning actually for northern Covington County, and the Weather Service has since trimmed out northern Covington. So again, the only part of Alabama under a tornado warning as of 6:44 a.m. is for southern Crenshaw County. Yeah, and Bruce is telling me that he's seeing reports of trees down in many communities across our region. This is a potent line of severe thunderstorms that continues to push southeast across our region. I'm actually getting in another photo from Gantt. Let's see what that's about, because that may be a potential view of the... You hear my wake-up alarm for 6:45 on Saturday. Obviously, we've been up all night. Take me back over to my MacBook, please. This photo is from Ditto Gorm. Look at that. That is a stunning lightning view. That was a bit earlier this morning, but that is the type of sky that we have had across the region over the last few minutes. Back over to LD1. And again, let me see what this photo coming in from Gantt is about. I don't know for sure if it's going to be a view of the tornado, but we're going to try to check that out if I can figure out which. It gets sort of confusing with all the content coming in. And by the way, even if it's confusing for me, don't worry about me. We'll find it. It's helpful to have views just like this. And yeah, this is coming from Huey Meeks. This is at Gantt, and obviously you can't really tell, you know, on these cloud bases what is happening. It's just impossible to know. This was actually near when the tornado warning was triggered. And so that view coming in from Gantt, I really don't see anything in terms of a tornado view there, but we certainly want to thank Mr. Meeks, Huey Meeks, for that photo at Gantt, Alabama. And yeah, I see we have a ton of folks with trees down across the region. You know, because this event has set up in the early morning hours, I'm concerned that over the next few hours, as folks start, you know, getting out on the roads, we're going to encounter more trees down. That's, if you remember, we were here like, gosh, I don't remember if it was 3 or 4 Saturdays ago. We had a terrible, widespread damaging wind event with that large hail that happened down around Orange Beach up to the size of softballs, which is unbelievable. That's massive hail. You remember that from about a month ago down around the Alabama beaches. We have not had as many hail reports tonight. We did have some confirmed hail back near Mexie in Monroe County up to the size of a dime. But overall tonight, over the last few hours, I should say, we have had several reports of wind damage across the region, in addition to numerous reports of power outages across the region. And again, let me know in the comments below if your power is out. That is always immensely helpful. And while we kind of watch the comments, again, let me know what's going on in your location in terms of power outages. Let's work this line from north to south as we have an ongoing damaging wind event that continues across our region. So, looking at Covington County first, I know we've been focusing a lot on Covington County where they had a tornado warning about 30 minutes ago. Leading edge of this line of storms is currently paralleling U.S. Highway 331 from Rose Hill back down to Opp. Onika is right in through here. Same thing at Green Bay. Very heavy rain. Could have some hail up to the size of a quarter potentially coming into areas near Elba. And also that storm is also going to come into areas in Geneva County near Sampson, Geneva, ultimately over into Dale County near Fort Rucker and Ozark as well. It's the same story in the southern part of Covington County here. Very heavy rain, a lot of lightning. This has been the part of this line of storms that has clearly produced the most lightning as it moved across Escambia County, Alabama. This is now in southern Covington County near Red Oak and also Huckaville. You got Lockhart right here. County Highway 4 is the main east-west drag in southern Covington County, and I would not want to be driving on Covington County Highway 4 extending from say Wing all the way back over to Florala. On County Highway 4, we advise no travel due to the threat of damaging straight line winds. So far, the weather has been pretty cooperative in Okaloosa County, but beginning to get pretty rough in the northern part of the county out here towards Escambia Farms, also near Laurel Hill, which is right in through here, Campton, areas near Auburn, Florida, and also Crestview. If you're in Crestview, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning as this line of storms approaches from the north. Could have gusty winds capable of knocking down a few trees in Crestview. Also areas near Baker, Holt, Milligan, Beaver Creek, Hurricane Lake, the Blackwater River State Forest in through here, all those areas that I just called out, gusty winds possible. Here's northern Santa Rosa County, and like I mentioned a minute ago, let's cover kind of Santa Rosa, Baldwin, and Escambia County, Florida all at once. This part of the line of storms was previously moving to the southeast, and thus you got this severe thunderstorm warning all the way down to the Pensacola Metro. But what has happened over the last hour, there's no doubt this part of the line of storms is now working its way to the east. And so what that means is these storms are moving more east compared to southeast, and thus, if you're in places like Molino, Pace, Whiting Field, areas near Point Baker, Shamuckla, under the gun from a severe thunderstorm, severe line of thunderstorms, capable of producing gusty winds and perhaps hail up to the size of a dime over the next little bit. Again, this is a severe line of thunderstorms that has knocked down trees across our region. At this point, as of 6:50 a.m., we have no active tornado warnings for any part of Alabama or Florida. And so what I want to do, let's hang out for a few more minutes. I'm going to keep watching our feed from the Weather Service and make sure that we're not going to get an imminent tornado threat. I don't see anything on the velocity data that suggests an imminent tornado threat, in other words, a warning about to be issued, but sometimes these warnings can happen very quickly as we have spin-up tornadoes that get going in a hurry. In fact, Bruce, if you'll take me over to the iPad, I think I'll be able to show you this damaging straight-line wind risk a bit more clearly. Just to set the scene, this is going to be south central Alabama here. Then you've got Escambia County, Alabama, Mobile, and Baldwin counties back behind me. This is northwest Florida. So Escambia County here, Santa Rosa here, Okaloosa here, and that's Walton County. In this area, in the northern part of Santa Rosa and the northern part of Okaloosa counties, you could have wind gusts up to, look at that, 65 miles per hour. Same thing here, 67. You're seeing a gust perhaps up to 82 miles per hour. And again, we're extrapolating that from velocity data on radar. This radar beam is probably hitting this storm at 2,000 and 3,000 feet off the ground. So that may not be the actual wind speed at ground level, but what this is telling us is that this leading edge of thunderstorms in Covington, far northern Okaloosa, and the far northern part of Santa Rosa County here in northwest Florida could have damaging wind gusts. There's simply no doubt about it, as this area remains involved in a severe thunderstorm warning. If you'll take me back over to LD1, to the big radar system, that would be helpful as we continue to watch this widespread damaging wind event that continues to transpire across the region. And unfortunately, this is going to be round one of two. I realize that we got folks waking up left and right as we approach 7 a.m. This is only round one. We have another round of strong to severe thunderstorms ahead later this morning into the afternoon and maybe even the evening hours. So sort of a double barrel look in terms of severe weather. In fact, let's go over to the big view. Let's go to LD2 and you'll see that we already are seeing the beginnings of what could be round two of two developing back here in the southern part of Mississippi. This is a line of storms that is under severe limits, but over the next few hours, watch this line of storms, and especially out ahead of this line of storms in through here, it remains to be seen just how unstable the atmosphere will be, but no doubt this is going to be your area of main concern back behind this initial batch of storms that has clearly produced widespread tree damage across our region. The tornado risk may be a bit worse with the second round of storms. That is a possibility that is not completely out of the question later today. And if we could, let's go back over to LD1 because I've got this set up to show you the ongoing severe weather risk. And again, this is valid starting at 7 o'clock in just a few minutes, valid until basically the evening hours. We have yet another level 3 out of 5 enhanced severe weather risk for a big chunk of our area, from Thomasville back down to Jackson, back down to Chinchula, points east, all involved in this level 3 out of 5 risk. I'm getting a report from the Weather Service. Multiple power lines are down in a roadway near Chinchula and also near Georgetown at Alver Road. So again, trees confirmed down near Chinchula in the northern part of Mobile County. Chinchula sits right in through here in the northern part of Mobile County. So clearly this line of storms has caused tree damage in terms of trees coming down in northern Mobile County. And I wouldn't be shocked if this line of storms continues to produce intermittent tree damage across the region. And I tell you, I'm about 100 messages behind on Facebook Messenger. So if you have sent in a damage photo, please don't think that I won't see it. I'll see it, I promise, but it may be a little bit before we can get completely caught up. And Bruce, we've got a report from Teresa Lucas. Teresa Lucas was actually my Scholars Bowl coach in middle school. She was fantastic. She just sent in this photo. This is the corner of Dogwood Lane, and I'll pull that up on the map, but let me show you this photo. Look at that. Big tree down. That's a big oak tree, and we want to thank Teresa Lucas for that photo. This is the type of damage that we are seeing across the region. That is a huge tree that has been toppled over by this massive line of thunderstorms that continues to push off to the southeast. So again, thank you to Teresa Lucas for sending this in. Big tree down. That's in the northern part of Bruton, Alabama. In fact, take me back over to the map and I'll show you exactly where that is. We'll zoom into Bruton. That's going to be right in through here, right, on the eastern side of US Highway 31, coming into areas near Kirkland Road, all right, very near Kirkland Road, very near Sowell Road, Dogwood Lane. Confirmed tree damage due to this line of storms that continues to pack a punch across our region. Let's zoom into southern Covington County, because if you're watching near Green Bay, Red Oak, Lockhart, Florala, Onika, or Wing, obviously the weather is absolutely horrible right now in terms of very heavy rain, a lot of lightning. In fact, look at that, 585 strikes of lightning just in the last 5 minutes. So this storm has been a prolific lightning producer as it moved across Escambia County, Alabama, now in the southern part of Covington County, coming into areas near Sampson and Geneva there in Geneva County over the next little bit. Very heavy rain also happening right now in the northern part of Okaloosa County. This is going to be the Blackwater River State Forest. And let me stress, you know, some of you may be waking up and thinking, oh my goodness, Spinks is live. There's a tornado. There's no tornado right now. There is no tornado warning as of 6:57 a.m. But the reason we are here, just like what happened just a few weeks ago early on a Saturday morning, this is another early Saturday morning where we've got a widespread damaging wind event that has happened across our region with multiple trees down. I say multiple, this is numerous trees down across our region. Yeah, and here's another one. This is going to be apparently a trampoline that was blown over. This is going to be from Caitlin Gonzalez. If you'll take my MacBook full, look at that. Can't be on a trampoline, obviously, in severe weather because you get that. And no one was injured from what I understand based on the message, but we want to thank Caitlin Gonzalez for that photo. That was in Berrydale. And so That's the type of damage that we're getting from this line of thunderstorms. Again, Berrydale is in northern Santa Rosa County, well to the north, about 20 miles north of Milton. So again, that view is from Berrydale. Let's go back over to LD1. And again, just looking at all of these wonderful views across the region. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who sent in reports and damage views this morning. I think that photo from Teresa Lucas of the damage that happened in Bruton, Alabama, big tree down in the northern part of Bruton, that is some of the most dramatic damage that I have seen today thus far. But I'm concerned that we may have more in the way of tree damage. We've got a new severe thunderstorm warning to tell you about. This is going to be for parts of Escambia, Okaloosa, and Santa Rosa counties. This is going to be a new polygon. And what I want to do, we're going to have a lot of folks waking up in about 30 seconds. I'm sure that there are going to be thousands of folks with alarms going off at 7 o'clock as we have a Saturday morning severe weather event that is ongoing. It is 8 a.m. in the east, it is 5 a.m. out west, and it is 7 a.m. here in South Alabama and Northwest Florida, where we have had numerous trees down across the region due to this. This is round one of 2 today of the severe weather risk. This is a severe line of thunderstorms that continues working its way to the southeast, and as it does so, it's bringing 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts that continue to cause trees to come down across our region. That is the major weather threat this morning. It's not really a significant tornado threat this morning as opposed to what we've seen with all this tree damage. And so for those of you that just may be joining us as of 7 o'clock, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that has just come on the board for parts of Baldwin, Escambia County, Florida, Santa Rosa, and Okaloosa counties due to this. This is your main batch of storms this morning, and this severe thunderstorm warning basically goes from Daphne and Bay Minette here in Baldwin County, extending farther to the east, including areas near Molino, Walnut Hill, Pace, also areas near Milton, Woodbine, 5 Points. You've also got Point Baker, Chumuckla, Whiting Field, areas near Cobbtown, Jay, Berrydale, Crestview, Holt, Harold, Milligan, Baker, also areas near Niceville, Deerland, and Dorcas involved in this new severe thunderstorm warning due to the potential for gusty winds in excess of 70 miles per hour. In fact, let's look at this together. The Weather Service has 60 miles per hour on this warning, and perhaps hail up to the size of a dime associated with this main line of thunderstorms moving from Baldwin County into Escambia County and Santa Rosa counties in northwest Florida. We also should mention that we have a severe thunderstorm warning that does continue for southern Covington County over the next few minutes. That warning is technically on the board until 7:30 a.m. And it looks like we have a new warning. This is actually going to be a continuation of the severe thunderstorm warning for Covington County due to this ongoing potential for damaging wind gusts in excess of 70 miles per hour very near the communities of Florala, Lockhart, McRae. You've also got areas out here along County Highway 4, which is the main east-west road in southern Covington County, as this potent thunderstorm continues moving off to the east. We also should mention northern Walton, also Geneva, Coffee, and Dale counties involved in a severe thunderstorm warning in the Florida Panhandle and also southeast Alabama, respectively. So again, this is a severe line of thunderstorms currently pushing into Enterprise. If you know someone in Enterprise, gusty winds that could down a few trees moving in at the present time. Let's go back over to LD2 because I want to set the scene in terms of the situation we've got ongoing now, but I also want to look at the projection for later today. In fact, let me restart this program because I want to show you the projected radar. We do have another round of severe thunderstorms becoming possible later this morning, extending into the afternoon hours, as another round of severe thunderstorms going to be possible. And again, if I go silent, y'all know the drill. Just bear with me as we continue to track this severe weather situation. As that model data comes in, we will display that for you shortly. In fact, Bruce, if you will take me back over to LB1, I flipped this over to the projected radar. That actually should say future radar. That says live radar. This is actually the model data at this point, and I want to advance this forward so that we can show you. By the time we get to 11 a.m., round one will be to our east, all right, in southwest Georgia and the Florida Panhandle. That's round one that currently is impacting our local area right now. Again, this view is valid at 11 a.m., but this is round two, and these could be potentially supercell type thunderstorms capable of producing a few tornadoes. Let's zoom in tight, and this look is valid at 1 o'clock. I'm actually seeing this data for the first time as well. And with a view like that, that is certainly supportive of supercell thunderstorms capable of producing tornadoes this afternoon into the evening hours. And by the way, in addition to the tornado risk, you would have also a risk of damaging winds and large hail. All right, so this is a situation where all modes of severe weather will be possible. And again, all the mess is going to be out of here. This is 8 o'clock tonight. The severe weather risk would be long gone for our area by that point, most likely. But again, over the next few hours, there's round one exiting our area now, and then this afternoon into this evening, that's when we're expecting round two to fire up. That could be quite strong, maybe even a few severe thunderstorms with tornadoes involved. Take me back over to LD2, please, and I want to again get our live radar system back up. You just looked at the model data, and interestingly enough, there is what appears to be an MCV, which is a mesoscale convective vortex that appears to be developing in Conecuh County. Let's go back over to LD1. This is something that you really don't see very often. Again, here's your main line of thunderstorms, but then look at what happens right in through there. You see some spin, and it's more of a curiosity than anything else, a very heavy area of rain kind of circulating above this line of storms. But again, let me not detract from the main story, which is an ongoing damaging wind risk continues for southern Covington, northern Okaloosa, northern Santa Rosa, and also northern Escambia counties in northwest Florida, in addition to parts of central Baldwin County being under the gun from a severe thunderstorm capable of producing gusty winds up to 70 and 80 miles per hour in some cases. And again, I appreciate all the photos coming in this morning and videos. So many photos have come in over the last little bit. And Bruce, if you see, I see that we've got some spam activity in the Facebook comments. If you would ban those people from ever being able to comment on my page again, I would appreciate it. Look, if you're posting spam, you don't need to be here, all right? If you're, we get these bots from places like China and the Middle East, and, I don't know, but thank you for all the legitimate, wonderful comments coming in from reports across the region. We certainly appreciate the ground truth reports. And I tell you, the number one comment that I am seeing is I've got power outages across the region. That has been the ongoing theme this morning. And anytime you see that, that's kind of the manifestation of wind damage, because obviously to get power outages, you got to have something that knocks out the power. In most cases, in situations like this, It's wind damage that, a tree limb will come down on a power line and knock out power for 100 customers as an example. And that's what we're seeing across the region as this line of storms continues pushing to the east. I have to say, over the last few minutes, this line of thunderstorms has really started taking on more of an easterly trajectory here in Baldwin County and in northwest Florida. And so there is a real chance that this line of storms may not make it down to the Alabama and northwest Florida beaches. There is a real chance that Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, Fort Morgan, Dauphin Island remains dry from this leading edge of storms as it takes more of an easterly route into places like Crestview, Holt, Harold, and Milton over the next few minutes. So again, looking at a situation where we have a line of storms pushing east, but we don't have any tornado warnings as of 7:09 a.m. That's the current time. Round 2 of the severe weather is on the way for later this morning into the afternoon hours. What I'm going to do is sort through all the many photos and ground truth reports we've received from across the region. Again, thank you so much to everyone who has taken the time to send in those reports and those photos. I want to comb through some of those and get those out on social media. And what we're going to do, if we have any more tornado warnings, of course, we'll come on Facebook Live to bring you the very latest. But our coverage goes now to the Red Zone Weather app. Be sure to download the app and set up those customized alerts that you would like to receive straight from me. On behalf of all of us at Red Zone Group LLC, I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson alongside Bruce Thompson saying goodbye for now. We'll come back on if we have more warnings, and I expect more tornado warnings later today. Don't let your guard down. This has only been round 1 of 2. It's not over yet. Round 2 of 2